What up, everybody? Grant Wise jumping in live with a freaking legend. That's the only way that I could say it. Ms. Tam Gonzalez is here today to add an insane amount of value to your life on a training titled The Real Magic of Video. And I was literally just screaming for somebody to bring me a pen because I wanted to make sure that I did not miss this. If you do not have something that you can take notes with, you want to stop watching this. And Ron Clarkson, you want to quit watching TV, and you want to we can see you. And you want to make sure that you are taking a crazy amount of notes. And on that point, we always have to mention this, but if you're just getting out of the shower, you're not wearing clothes, whatever you got going on, we can see you. So please be respectful to everybody. I cannot tell you how many times somebody's jumped on here naked for some reason, or in a towel, or bent over, or I don't know what it is, but we don't want to see it. I got PG-13 eyes. Like, I need to keep this stuff clean. So please make sure you're dressed, or at least understand that we can see you. Tam, are you ready? You pumped?
David and I are on the same page. We always wear no pants anytime we have a meeting together. It just makes us feel confident. No matter how bad this goes, at the end of the day, I know that I have no pants on. So nothing else matters.
And everybody on here is like, "Oh, is it true?" Well, you don't really know because you can only see her from the top up. But I've been in some meetings that she's done with no pants on. It's awkward, but
it's awkward. It's uncomfortable sometimes.
Anyway, so today we're talking about the real magic of video, how you can use it in marketing, how you can use it in sales, how you can use it to put systems in place, how you can use it to scale your business. And this might be one of the most valuable trainings that you've probably seen up to this point that we've done, because there's so much going on around the video game right now. And if you're not leveraging in your business, like, you're in the right place. You're in the perfect place to learn. So Tam, why don't you kick it off? Why don't you tell everybody just a little bit about you, who you are, how did you get into this game? Like, what problems did you see, and how did video solve some of that for you?
So I live in Las Vegas, and I definitely consider myself a younger agent among my peers. I've been licensed about 6 years. And so one of the issues that I had when I first became an agent was I really felt like I wasn't completely confident and sure about everything that I was doing. So I was hesitant to really put myself out there, especially on any kind of a video. So it was really something that I didn't want to do at first, and that I was scared of. But I started realizing more and more that there were not that many people doing it. And the people that were kind of doing it, a lot of what they said was incorrect anyways, and it wasn't perfect. So it really started making me think, like, okay, if these people are doing it and they're not perfect, why can't I start at least dabbling in it and trying to do something to set myself apart? And the brokerage that I was at before was a Keller Williams office, and a lot of the people were older. A lot of the brokers were older. The agents were older. So I felt criticized a lot, and I didn't feel like I had a ton of support. So I thought that if I was going to do video, that it really needed to be perfect, and that it needed to impress people and just, to prove a point. And so it became really stressful. I mean, Grant, you remember when you were at my office with me and I had just bought that new camera. I mean, Grant owns my camera now. I spent probably $1,500 just on the camera, and then the fancy bag and the tripod and all of this crap that I needed. And then, I never even, learned how to use the camera.
If you want a really good deal on a camera, go find a real estate agent that just bought one and isn't using it, because I got a really, really good deal on a camera.
Yeah. So, Grant and I used it at the office, but I started having really professionally shot videos done. So I had two that are that I had done a while back that I paid a lot of money for. I think I paid $1,500 for the one that I did where I just toured a local restaurant. And so I had it edited, and I was really proud of it. I thought it was great. And I showed it to my broker, and the only thing he said was, you can't say KW, it has to be Keller Williams. Next time, ask me first. And he just walked away, just a complete jerk about it. And I was like, oh my God. And then the team that I was on at the time, my team leader was a member of the ALC, so the top agents, and they meet every month with the broker. And so I guess the broker was my broker was screaming at the ALC members, holding up my video saying, why the hell are our agents not doing this? He said another word, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So he was like, why the F are our agents not doing this? Why is everybody not doing this? So when I realized that, I realized, okay, he's not encouraging me because there's some kind of threat there. I mean, maybe he knows that if I were to do this on a regular basis and do it full scale, that it would blow up. And so there was a disconnect that I didn't understand. So after that, I stopped being as hung up on perfection and started just trying things, just putting out shorter organic videos, talking about the market, talking about different lenders, or having a lender on a video with me. And something weird started happening. And obviously I'd met Grant by then, and he was encouraging me to do more and more video. But at first it was just a crapshoot. At first I didn't really have any system to it, or didn't really know what I was going to use it for, how exactly I was going to leverage it. But I just started putting it out there organically. And something really cool happened. When I started putting it out there, I started realizing more and more that people actually liked what I was saying. A lot of people liked what I was saying. A lot of people liked my videos. A lot of people were responding to me. And so it started building up confidence inside me that I didn't previously have. It was like social proof. You guys hear us talk about social proof all the time in Modern Agent Mastery. And it really started to be my own social proof fed back to me that, like, okay, the market's ready for this. They want this. Not only are people in the market, but my friends and family and everybody else around was giving me really great feedback as well. So I started to kind of adapt that and develop that. And I started to have these ideas like, okay, well, one of the biggest time consumers for us as a real estate agent is doing listing presentations and buying presentations. So I started thinking of ways that I could use video to leverage myself out of those presentations so that I wasn't giving that same talk over and over and over again. So that's one thing that I started to do. Another thing that I thought was a problem was a lot of times when I would go to a listing appointment and talk about comps or talk about an offer, we would end up so engaged in the conversation, and the client would ask me so many questions that I would get sidetracked, like just handling objections and talking about it too much. So I started having these ideas like, wait a second, what if I have this entire conversation that I would have with my client just with myself on video and I walk them through the contract or walk them through the comps through a video, and then I give that to them and then let them have their little objections and their arguments and whatever they're going to feel or experience just by themselves with their spouse. Let them work it out. Let them yell at each other, do whatever they're going to do. And then by the time they get back to me, I wonder what their state will be. So I started experimenting with that. Guys, that's a game changer. I can't even tell you how much that's helped me in my business. I do offers like that now, and I do all comps like that. And I actually use a screen recording software. I show them exactly what I'm talking about. I walk them through all the comps on the MLS. I go through the photos with them, and I'm just myself. I give them honest feedback, honest commentary. You know, it might be like, this room looks like crap. The carpet needs to be ripped out. The walls need to be painted. This is dated. And they love it because it's so honest. And then I don't have to say, I'm not calling them saying, hey, you know what, David Finelli, I think that we should list your house at $305,000. I've looked at the comps. Trust me. I'm saying, hey, David, I actually sat down. I made this video for you, and I walked you through every single one of the comps, and I showed you the numbers so you have it for yourself to make a decision. I've suggested 3 different price points in the video. Why don't you take a look at it, take some time to think about it, and then message me back when you know what price you want to list at. And I've obviously got a price in my head that I want them to list at. I do give them the 3 options, but I've never had anybody choose the option, any other option than the option I intended them to choose. So it's been a time saver for me and just a game changer as far as that's concerned. So we're starting to get some questions here. Dan, would you be willing to share a few of the videos? Grant, is that something you want to do on this training?
I think, let's get through this, but we definitely, we want to create like case studies. I think that'd be really cool for everybody if we could take some of those videos and create case studies for you guys and like actually break down what you said, why you said it, why it worked, and those different types of things. So let's make notes to do that maybe this week or early next week, where we take some of those videos and we'll actually post them where you guys can watch the video and then you can learn a little bit more about why she did it. I think that'd be like super valuable. Do you guys agree? Would that be pretty valuable? Hit me up in the comment section. Yes, no, maybe so. That would be sick.
It's the same thing that everybody's trained to do. Like every brokerage trains you to present an offer or to present comparables, but it's essentially just you role playing with yourself on video and giving it to a client. It's really easy and it's really simple to do that kind of a thing. Another thing that I started realizing was that for every buyer and seller, there's not only a transaction flow, but there's questions and objections that we always answer for everybody. So just for example, like that's a seller's checklist. I just printed it off the MLS. So if I'm going to have to sit here and print this out and go over it with my clients, and I'm going to have to explain each and every one of these categories, every single time I talk to any client, I just started to realize that, my God, that's insane. Like, why would I do that? Like, maybe I would do that as a real estate agent, but if I'm going to ever be a business owner and not just own a job anymore, I got to start thinking differently. So that was another part of this process was, the real magic of video is that it transforms you into a media company. I mean, and if that's the only thing that you take away from this call, it will change your business. If you can really understand that and internalize that, you need to be building a media company. You need to be getting eyes on you, on the person that you are. And one of the best ways to get people to gravitate towards you is to be real and be authentic and really put yourself out there. And people, we all have fears. We care about what people think about us. Well, what if I sound like an idiot? What if I say the wrong thing? Like, what if people hate me? Well, guess what? Some people are going to hate you. Some people are going to think you're an idiot, but that's okay. Because when those people are around you and they see that you're an idiot and that they hate you, they're going to go away, and then they won't bug you anymore. And then they'll make a lot more space for the people to come into your life that like you, that think you're cool. You don't have to be perfect. People gravitate towards non-perfection, right? Justin looks too perfect for me, right? He's got a great video. He looks awesome. He's dressed really well. I don't really like Justin that much. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding with you. But you know what I mean? Like, when somebody's too perfect and they say all the right things and they're dressed perfectly and there's never anything wrong with them, you automatically start to get a sense of like, I don't know about this person. Like, I'm not sure if they're being authentic or being real. So putting yourself out there really just gives you a chance to decide who your ideal client is and decide who is going to be a good match for you and put that out there and be able to attract that back to you. I mean, it's no secret. Video is the next best thing to being in face-to-face with somebody. So anything that you can utilize video for is going to give you an advantage over your competitors. I mean, I've already started using videos in my offers to other agents, and it's a game changer. Justin, if you did this, I mean, with your nice outfit and he just looks great on camera, it would just be a game changer every single time. There would never be a time most likely where you wouldn't win the offer. So you just put the offer in and then just shoot a quick little video. Hey, my name's Tam. I love your property. We're sending over an offer to you. These are the general terms of the offer. I'm also going to just send you my lender's number and email real quick as soon as I send you this video so that you can reach out to him quickly if you have any questions. Thanks again. What's Justin saying? Not perfect. No, but you look great on video, Justin. So, I mean, this for you, oh man, you would kill it at this because you have a great presence on video already and you're already utilizing it in your business. G-dubs.
Yes.
What's next?
You're talking about like a lot of overwhelming benefits. So let's break it down a little bit and go, thing by thing. So you guys got some context, you know who Tam is, kind of where she was, what problems she saw, and how she kind of fixed those things with video. But let's go back and let's get some more actionable advice, in each situation. You kind of gave them some when it comes to like submitting an offer, and that's awesome. Let's talk about marketing a little bit, and let's dive just a little bit deeper. Why did video make you better? I know for me, and I even put this in my email, is that the very reason I can't go anywhere in the United States right now without somebody knowing me, and this is very true. It's very real. I'm not trying to be a snobby prick. I'm just saying, like, everywhere I go, I get recognized, is 100% because of video. It's because of video, and I spent $1 million in Facebook ads, but it's because of video, right? I put myself out there, put myself on the screen, and you guys have seen me. I'm an attractive dude. I know this, but I'm going to pick on myself for a second. I don't have straight teeth. I'm bald. I have a red beard. I could think of like a million freaking problems that I have with myself, but I got over that stuff pretty quick when I started becoming one of the most well-known authorities in my space on what I teach, when that's Facebook ads, right? So if you guys will put your feelings aside for a second and get out of your own way, I think what Tam's about to talk to you when it comes to marketing could totally transform your business. And you've got to understand, like, since birth, we have been kind of taught to celebritize what we see on a video camera, what we see on a screen. You see it with somebody as like weird as the local news weatherman, right? You see the weather guy in public, like, oh, dude, that's Dan Scoff. That's my local weather guy. And I say that every time I see him because, like, oh, that's a weather guy, right? He's been celebritized because I've watched him on a TV screen. But that's what's happening right now. It's like people are watching you on their TV screen, right? And so you have some amazing opportunities. So give them some examples. What have you done in your marketing? Because I know because of video, you haven't even had to spend that much in Facebook ads anymore. Like, what's happening with video right now in your business?
It's really true. Like I almost don't even know if you want me to tell them that, because I'm just running like one homes list and a couple social listing ads that are botted, and that's about it right now. And I'm doing that honestly for my assistant, just to give her leads, because I don't really need it right now. I've gotten so many more organic leads that have panned out and just been such an easier conversion from me that it's just bridged a gap in my business. So just focusing on actually being a media company really helped me with a lot of problems. Real estate to me is a little bit stressful, because not only do we have to be marketers, we have to market, and we have to figure out a way to get a lead, and then we have to talk the lead into working with us, and then we have to make sure they can get qualified for the loan and make sure that nothing falls out during the transaction process, which it could at any given moment, and then we have to try to close the deal. So there's so much stress involved in the transaction that when I started putting video out there, it started getting me organic leads to the point where I didn't have to actually convince anybody of anything, because they had already been watching me. So I would get a Facebook message saying like, hey, I've been watching your videos for the last year. Me and my husband want to buy a house. Will you be our real estate agent? And that started happening over and over again. And not only that, it just seemed like people were crawling out of the woodworks that I would have had no idea that they were watching me, or that they had any interest in me whatsoever, but they had been watching me. And then it started turning into more organic leads, like Ashley, my wife, would be doing somebody's hair, and she'd be like, you know what, I saw Tam on video. Or they would talk to her and give them their objections about why they didn't want to work with a real estate agent. And then she would tell me the objection. I would create a video for it, put it out on my Facebook page, or put it out in my Facebook private group. And then obviously the person would see the video, and it would kind of help with their objections. I got a $500,000 purchase on a deal just like that, where somebody was telling Ashley like, hey, I don't want to work with an agent because I don't want to share my personal financial information. So I just put out a video that said, hey, does your agent need to see all your personal financial information? And if not, who does? So I tagged her in that video. What do you know, the next week, we're under contract, buying a $500,000 house. It was that simple. So that's another thing that I've used learned to use videos for. Is before I would be stressed out about getting objections, or like worried about being put on the spot and needing to find the perfect answer. But when I started realizing that I could solve objections ahead of time by putting out video content on it, that's what I started to do. I started to take these same lists, so the same transaction flow lists, and write down objections that were my fears. Like, okay, man, what is it that I don't want the client to ask me? Let me just go ahead and write that down. So I started writing a list of all the questions that I dreaded being asked and all those objections. And then I just started putting out video content on it, putting it on my page, putting it in my groups. And not only did it just naturally lower my level of objections to where I'm almost not getting that at all, but it just made me have more educated clients to begin with, because they had taken the time to watch the videos and they just had less questions. And it was less of a sale. It was just like, by the time the leads were coming to me, they were just ready to pull the trigger. So that is another way that it helped. But just by putting on a media hat instead of a real estate hat, it just gave me something that felt good, that I actually really liked doing and enjoyed doing, because there's so many parts that I don't like about real estate. So when I started to be able to do that, it started to tip the balance in my life to where I was like, okay, I kind of like this. I actually love putting out videos. I love interviewing people. And to get fresh organic content constantly, I would do the objection stuff. But then I started realizing that the best way for me personally to highlight myself as an authority was to highlight other people, to go out and interview lenders, go out and interview title people, interview anybody that would be willing to let me interview them. And it just naturally started making me be established as the expert, because obviously I have to know what I'm talking about, right, to be asking these questions. And I'm engaging in an intelligent conversation. So that's what the consumer is viewing. That's what the people on the other side of your media company are seeing, is you as an authority figure asking the questions that most of the time they don't know they need to be asking. And so not only do they start to see you as an authority figure, but they also build a certain level of trust for you. I mean, they don't even know who you are, but they trust you because they start seeing you as the person that's going out there into the marketplace and advocating for them without them having to ask you to do it. So it's to the point where I showed up at a funeral a few weeks ago, and the girl was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I get to see you in person. I see you on television all the time. And so I've never been on TV in all my life, but it's true what Grant's saying is people see you on video and they elevate you to more of like a celebrity status. And that happens to me constantly.
Yeah. I want to point out something that she's talking about, and it's something that I call indoctrination. And indoctrinating your prospects is one of the most important things that you can do. Now, how many of you, whenever you came in to join Modern Agent Mastery, you watched a video first? Now, hit me up in the comments section. How many of you, whenever you joined Modern Agent Mastery, you watched a video first?
I did.
Literally everybody, because it's the only way you can get into the program. Right?
I watched a video of you saying if you're not willing to spend $500 to $700 a month on Facebook ads, this shit is not for you. And I was like, he's not going to tell me this is not for me. I'm signing up right now.
So I say that to say you guys were indoctrinated to who I was, what problems you had, what solutions I had, the results I could provide, and an opportunity, a call to action, right? Whenever you look at some of the strategies that Tam's talking about, it's totally indoctrinating the people that you want to do business with. My salespeople do not like talking to leads that have not been indoctrinated. Why? Because they have to do what I did on the video. They have to talk about problems. They have to talk about solutions. They have to talk about results. They got to talk about this. They got to talk about that. They got to talk about this. They got to talk about that, right? So I am totally through this process disqualifying anybody that I don't want to do business with. If you're not willing to watch a video and you're not willing to get some training and some education, we're probably not meant to work together. I say a lot of stuff in that first training video that's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes long to get you to not sign up for a call. And some of it's really subtle, but it's indoctrinating. It's me telling people who I want to work with and who I don't want to work with. And you totally hear it through any presentation that I've ever done. So I think it's so important for you guys that you understand indoctrinating is a form of sales. Marketing is a form of sales, and you get the opportunity to sell people before you ever actually communicate with them, and that's really, really important.
It's hugely important. Should we talk a little bit about leverage next?
Yeah, let's do it.
So as far as leverage,
have you talked about sales? Have you talked about how you use this in sales? Aside from marketing?
How I use it in sales aside from marketing.
Yeah.
One of the major ways that I use this for sales is I live in a 24-hour city. So I live in a city where people work crazy hours. Sometimes they're sleeping all day long. And a lot of the people that I really actually want to work with and that I target in my ads are hospital staff or executives. So these are, typically people that work 12-hour days, work super long shifts. They just don't want to be out running around looking for properties. So one of the value props that I use to sell myself is I tell people straight out, hey, one of the services I do for my buyers that don't have time to go out and look at a bunch of properties is I help you narrow it down. Obviously, we'll do a video chat call together and narrow down properties online. And then the ones that you want to see that you're not able to, I'll go out and I'll take videos for you and I'll send them to you. And I do that for my clients. I did that. I ran and did that an hour before our call today for a client that couldn't see a house. The listing came up. So I'll take a video, do a video tour of it. I'll upload it to YouTube and I'll shoot them the link just via text. Because then you can do a really long video if you need to. People absolutely love that. And that's something that I do in my private Facebook groups. I know there's a couple people asking where I keep all these videos. I really like to leverage these videos on all platforms. So typically every video that I'll shoot will go on every one of my social media platforms. But one thing that I offer to my more exclusive people that have expressed a higher level of interest that are in my private Facebook group is I'll do video tours on properties. And it may be a property that somebody's interested in, or maybe it's just one that I think is hot that they should be interested in. I go and I do a video walkthrough tour and I post those on my page. So if I were to show you my Facebook private group, you'd see tons of video tours in there. So not just me talking about closing costs or transactional related issues, but me actually going out and showcasing properties, showcasing other local business owners, like our local coffee shop. We have a coffee shop here in the neighborhood. So you could really do a video on anything and everything. It's just video is king right now. When you can get in front of somebody's face and actually just show them what you're seeing, it's like you bring them into your world.
100%. Anybody right now, hit us up in the comment section. Do you have questions? Like, what would be your questions when it comes to marketing? Before she gets into some of the more ninja stuff that you can leverage video for, do you have questions around marketing and sales and application of what it is that she's discussing with you? Or if you've some light bulbs that went off, share it with you. What's been your best takeaway from this so far? And go. Can we see your private group? That's a question. I don't know. Maybe.
We can.
Yeah.
So how do we get somebody to join this?
Where are you posting? Hold on. Now they're coming really fast. Where are you posting to get the best views and engagement? So where are you putting all your videos? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram? Where do you put this stuff?
I put it everywhere. Let's see. How do you get somebody? I want to talk about how do we get somebody to join the private group. Can I address that one real quick?
Go for it.
So that private group I use as a value prop with all those videos in it. And so one of the things I do is I have my virtual assistant do a technique called sharking. I made it up. It's not real. It's fake.
Oh, it's real. It's very real.
It's real now. So what I'll have her do is I will have her take other real estate agents' ads. Like if I see another real estate agent that's doing some marketing on Facebook and they're doing relatively well, sometimes they do too well, right? And they're not able to keep up with their clients. So I'm able to. So what I do is I take their link to their ad and I send it to my assistant. And I have her sit there and message every single person that liked or commented on the other real estate agent's ad. And I give her a script with the link to my private Facebook group in the script. And the script is simple. It's just something like this. Like, hey, we noticed that you expressed some interest in a home, within the last week. Are you still looking for a house? Would you like to join our private Facebook group? Bam. That's how we get them. So I have her send that out via Messenger. And then I also have a Facebook homes list lead form set up. And at the end, they're prompted to join the private group as well. So those are two ways, but also just organic reach. I have my virtual assistant join groups in cities all around us or any city that I think people might be moving from. And I have her place the links and the invites in those groups as well.
So other words, you're a gangster. You're an internet gangster. That's how that works.
Do some unconventional techniques.
Yeah. Do you ever spend any money boosting and promoting any of these videos you put out?
I do, but I have a different mindset when it comes to videos. When it comes to videos, I'm looking for exposure. I'm looking to break people from obscurity into awareness. So those are my goals and my objective with videos. So I am not really keen on putting in a video out there and actually trying to collect like a lead from it. So I use it more as like a blanket, like a video bomb. So I might target an area or a zip code or an apartment complex, and then the first piece of marketing that I'm going to put out to them is like a video bomb, where it's just a general video that I want as many people to see as possible, and then I want to retarget using a custom audience based on who viewed that video. So I might be trying to, like the other day, I went and just looked at apartments in my area just to see how much they were. Freaking 1-bedroom apartment, $1,200. Can you believe that? I have an 1,800 square foot townhouse that we own. My mortgage is $1,400. Like, what the hell? So next week I'm going to put out a video and I'm just going to geo-target that actual physical address. And the video is going to say, just being completely real. Just say, hey, if you're living in these, in these apartments, I just want to let you know that I came into this office last week and I know that you're paying $1,200 a month for a freaking 1-bedroom apartment. This is my mortgage statement. I pay $1,400 a month for my 1,800 square foot house that I own. I get to write the taxes off every single year, even if I never gain $1 of equity. And then that's going to be it. Just the video. Just that. So you're breaking them from obscurity into awareness. And then after that, I might retarget to them a homes list or a social listing. Once they know who I am, they've seen me, and I put that itch in them. I've bugged them, right? I've irritated the shit out of them. They now know that they're getting screwed. So those are the types of things that I use for videos.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How many videos do you typically do? Do you do like a video a day, a week, a month? Like what do you typically do?
There's never a day ever that I'm not doing video. I might not be posting it on social media every day, which I probably should, but there's never a day that I'm not using video in my actual business with my clients and with Charmaine, who is my partner and my assistant, and then my virtual assistant as well. That's another piece. We talked briefly about leverage. Not only can you leverage your time back through video by answering questions through a video, and it really just makes you look even more prepared, right? Like, Justin, if you asked me a question and I didn't have an answer for you right then, or if I couldn't take the time to call you, that would suck a little bit. But would you be okay if I sent you a video saying, or if I sent you a text and said, hey, Justin, that's a great question. And it's actually such a great question that I've already prepared a video. Could I send it over to you? And I send you a video that answers your entire question. It's not rushed. I didn't forget anything. So I've saved myself time. And I've also given something to you because I've let you know that I was prepared for you in advance, that I thought about your needs and that I took the time to take care of those needs ahead of time, and that you could go back to it whenever you needed to without having to call me every time. Because I think that's another way that we fall short with our clients is sometimes they don't want to bug us or they feel like their questions are dumb. So if we just go ahead and answer all those dumb questions ahead of time, they don't have to feel embarrassed to ask us. And if they need to watch it over and over and over again for them to get it, then they can do it without having to feel like they're bugging us. So that's a great way. But training people that work around you and with you, even if nobody works for you, even if you don't even have a transaction coordinator, there are still service providers that work with your clients that it would probably be beneficial if you trained them on how you want your clients to be treated and the expectations you have from them. Even a lender, you might send a video to a lender saying, hey, we haven't worked together before, just so you know, I expect that you go through the fee estimate with my clients line by line and explain it to them and make sure that they don't have any other questions, and that you send me a copy as well, and that you update me and my client every single week. So things like that, setting expectations ahead of time and being able to just systematically have processes in place that are going to stay the same across the board, that are not going to constantly change over and over again.
So let's jump into that a little bit deeper, because that's something that we've preached, and not very many people take advantage of, like how much leverage you can create in your business if you're using video. If you look at some of the greatest companies in the world, if you look at companies like Starbucks, when you guys go to Starbucks and the barista is getting ready to prepare your coffee, do you think that Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks, is in their ear telling them how to do it, right? Do you think that's how you build a scalable business? Absolutely not. Like if you walk into any Starbucks and you see somebody in training, they're sitting there on a computer screen watching videos live and in person. If you look at companies like Chick-fil-A, they've got some of the greatest employee training that exists. All of these major companies, they create training for their people, training for their company in an incredibly simple way. And they use that to create leverage so that they're basically ultimately scalable. So let's talk about that a little bit. What type of leverage, like real leverage, do you create in your business with video when it comes to systems, processes, scalability, those different types of things?
Mm-hmm. Well, you already mentioned the indoctrination process. So that alone just shaves off so much time and hassle and so many conversations just right off the top. But I try to keep things simple. I try to not overcomplicate things and have too many working parts whenever possible. So I keep things as simple as I can. So a lot of the stuff is just uploaded to YouTube. Now I try not to obviously upload YouTube to Facebook, but if I'm just dealing with clients and I need to send them a link to a property, I'm just putting it up on YouTube unlisted and I'm sending it over to them. And then I'm using those same videos in LineDesk. A lot of times I'll send out a video text and a video email. Same exact videos. Sometimes they're YouTube links. If they're short enough to organically upload to LineDesk, great, I do that. But I'm basically using the same videos across the board in all my platforms. So I'm using it on Facebook. I'm using it in my private Facebook groups. I'm using it on my three public pages. I use it. Sometimes I put videos on Instagram. If I just go do a short tour of a property, I'll put it on Instagram. And then I also obviously upload it to LineDesk so I can send out to my database. And that's something that we've been having really great success with. I struggle with knowing what to send out to my clients as far as like email follow-ups and automations, because I find that people just unsubscribe when you're not thoughtful about what you send them. And so we've had really great success lately sending video tours to our database. Like, hey, check out this killer house. It's a great deal. It's $10,000 below market, and they're offering a 3% incentive. Whatever it might be, and then just sending that out to the database to try to get engagement that way. And then we've also sent out emails saying, hey, we love doing video tours for our clients. Is there a house that you're thinking about, putting an offer in, or is it something that you're interested in? Let us know, write us back, and we'll do a video tour for you. And that's gotten us some engagement as well, just from our database alone.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. We got a question here. What kind of camera do you use?
You're probably not going to like this answer, but I just use my iPhone.
Oh, man, it's nothing special. It's something everybody has, so everybody can get started immediately. So there goes your crutch, if you were asking for that reason. Oh, I don't have the right camera, so I can't do this. Mm-hmm. BS. Do you use any programs to text videos, email videos, any stuff like that? Do you use softwares like BombBomb, or do you just send it, or what do you do?
I personally do not. I don't know enough about BombBomb probably to give a great opinion on it, but I just like to simplify things. So if I don't need it, I don't add it on. I have no issues sending out a really nice YouTube video to my database or sending a YouTube link via text or email. So that's what I use.
How do you go about editing videos? Do you use the software or what?
I do not ever edit my videos unless they're a professionally shot video.
So literally, you guys have no excuses. You have to get started right now. So let's break this down a little bit. Like, okay, let's say I got to create a system. Like, let's talk about the home buying process, right? I want to create a home buying video series about that process so that I can give it to my buyers. How do you go, and you guys take notes, how do you go about creating those video series? Do you just like wake up one day and you're like, all right, I'm going to go bang out these videos real fast? Or do you like take extensive notes? Do you create like a checklist? Like how do you do this? What do you do to create like video processes?
So there's two ways. So one way would be a more systematic process where you would just go through and just shoot a quick video for each step of the buying process. And then you would store that in YouTube, or you could do it in Dropbox, wherever you wanted to keep it. That way you could easily access it. And then each step of the transaction, send them the video that's relevant to whatever step they're in. Like, let's say they just got an offer accepted. So the next video that you might send them may be, hey, congratulations, you got an offer accepted. The next step is we need to deposit the earnest money. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these wiring instructions that I'm going to email to you tomorrow morning. You're going to show them to your bank teller and tell them to wire $3,000 into this account. Congratulations on your offer. See you tomorrow. Just as simple as that. So just a video, a quick, authentic video for each step of the process that really feels to your client like you took the time every single time and just shot a video for them. And sometimes I do that. Like if I don't have a video that is relevant or that fits, I'll just stop for 2 seconds and make them their own video, which is fine. The other way to do it would be if you wanted to have like a professionally shot video, if you wanted this to be one of the staples of your business, which I do have this, then you would really think this out a little bit more and kind of go through the buying process and decide what the problems are going to be and what the questions are going to be. And one thing that I did was my video guy had never bought a home and was interested in, so I pulled him into the video as a first-time home buyer. And me and Charmaine just did an interview with him and walked him through the entire buying process on camera and broke it up into a 3-part series. And people love that. And I use that on a daily basis, because anytime somebody tells me that they're not ready to buy their home or sell their home, all I say to them is, no problem. Actually, I shot a video about the entire home buying process. I'm going to send it over to you. That way you can take a look at it. And when you are ready, you'll know exactly what to do. And so I send that to buyers and I send that to sellers anytime they say they're not ready. So those are kind of staples. So 2 different types of videos. And I do have a couple of videos, or a few videos that are professionally shot and edited, but those are not my day-to-day videos that I use. Those are the staples of my business that are not going to go anywhere. Like, think foundational or keystone videos. Another keystone video that I have is an introduction video that just introduces people to who I am, why I'm a little bit different, and then it introduces Charmaine, who's my assistant, and another licensed agent on my team that is heavily involved in my transaction. Because one gap that I see in other teams is that they pass people along from person to person, and there's a huge disconnect. You don't know who or why you're talking to them, and so it just becomes problematic. So I solved that problem by having her in my introduction video, and she just jumps into the video and says, hey, my name is Charmaine. I'll be handling our transaction from contract to close to make sure everything gets done the right time, the correct way the first time. And so when I send that to people up front, by the time Charmaine comes into the picture, I've already set the expectation. They know who she is. They're not surprised, and they're ready to work with her. They're actually excited because she already told them that she's going to basically handle shit, and she's going to make sure it gets done right. So they're excited. So that leverages our time back as well.
One of the things that I want to talk about when it comes to video and creating stuff like that is, do you guys all know this? It's this really amazing, like, it's got to be the best course like I've ever seen. Modern Agent Mastery. You might have heard of it. We took that and we created an entire video course. Like, that's all that is. And it made our business ultimately scalable. Now, you guys know there is a literal ton of content in that training course, right? I would not be able to teach 1,300 people, let alone 13 people, what we teach you guys if I didn't create some type of video process to indoctrinate, educate, teach you guys multiple things all at the same time. Like, I did the work once. And you might be thinking, like, well, Grant's got a really good business model. He works one time and then he gets paid forever. But I did the work one time. And then that video just kept going. There's videos in that course that have been there because they're still super relevant since I started this, right? And then there's videos that get changed every week because Facebook changes all the time. And the point being is, like, I've made myself ultimately scalable. I've cloned myself. Like, I've got no restrictions on what I can do, and yeah, Grant with hair, and how much of it I can do. So when it comes to creating video systems, dude, I can't. It's. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying it's made me multiple millions of dollars leveraging video in my business and doing it not just from a marketing standpoint, not just from a sales standpoint, but from a system standpoint, creating training systems that have gone on to educate, hundreds of thousands of people. And so, the stuff that Tam's talking to you about right here, this stuff is gold. And if you can understand how to implement it and how to execute it in your business, which can be pretty daunting. If you sat down and thought about it, I'm sure you got 25, 30 videos you could go crank out right now. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get analysis paralysis, and you're going to be like, oh, it was really good training, but I just wasted 45 minutes of my life because I'm not going to do any of it. And you can just keep going on and, kind of doing your own thing. But if you will actually stop, I call it active documentation. I don't know if Tam said that a second ago. But when you have something to do, you just record it. Like, that's literally how I've done everything. Oh, I gotta create a new training video on the homes list, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna record the entire process. Bang. Now 1,300 people can watch it at once. Right? Pay attention to a little of those things. Like, no other real estate agents are creating systemized businesses like this. They're not leveraging video. Some of them are outside of us for sure, but they're not using it in their sales process. And the ones that are starting to close a bunch more deals. They're not using it to create systems. And the ones that are, they're making their business much more scalable. You don't have to go out and hire people to do literally everything. You can create systems to do a lot of that stuff for you with the automations that we have. But if you do have to hire people, like Tam has, I've hired literally, I think, like 9 people this year. All of that through some type of video process, some type of video learning process, and it makes you so scalable. It's incredible what can happen.
The time is going to pass no matter what, and the transactions are going to come and go, whether you document them or not. And really, it's as simple as just starting wherever you are. I mean, most of us are in a transaction right now, or we're trying to get one. And so if you are in a transaction, it's as simple as just whatever the next step in your transaction is, go ahead and make a video of it. Upload it to YouTube unlisted. I mean, if you go through a year of working like that, you will literally have a video for every single thing you could ever imagine. And I mean, we can go way more in depth into that, but that's one of the best ways to leverage yourself, is to not constantly be talking about and teaching the same thing over again. Just by show of hands, does anybody have a team or intend on building a team? Anybody? No? Yes? Few? So no judgment on whether that's right or wrong. I was kind of forced to have a little bit of a team. I didn't really want a team, but kind of needed it. So no matter how small your team is, even if your team is you and one other person, you're going to be having to train them. So why not actively document that training so that when that person leaves, because it's not a matter of if they leave, it's if you personally are doing a good job, they're going to leave you eventually. So why not just actively document the training process and any systems and processes that you come up with as you go, and just keep them stored, so that way when that person does leave, the next person can fill right in, and you'll give them the same level of quality training that you provided the last person, and everything will stay systematic in your business rather than having gaps and ups and downs, because they'll know exactly what's expected from them. So if you're looking to scale, that is a huge thing for scalability, is to actually have a library, a training library. I mean, there's many different platforms that you can use to build that, or you can just keep it in Dropbox. just easily labeled like, you know, hey, if you're my virtual assistant, you know, this is the first thing that you need to be doing for me. You need to be organizing my emails, or this is how I want you to respond to a client, or these are the scripts that I want you to use. So there's really, it's the sky's the limit as far as what you can do with this. But any person on your team that needs to be trained, they should have a job description essentially. And then based off that job description, there should be a video that supports every single part of their job description.
I love it. Everything that Tam's covered, it might be a little, it might be a lot. You might be thinking like, man, I love this stuff, but I just have no idea how to get started. So I've been working with Tam over the last couple of months, and we've actually put together a little course for you guys. And so I'm going to let her talk a little bit about it. But if you're struggling to figure out like how to conceptually get started, we've created a solution. Like there's been some amazing content that's dropped here. Like I've written down some things that are going to help me make a bunch more money. Like I always do. I always learn something from these trainings. But Tam, why don't you tell them a little bit about the Real Magic of Video course and what you've put together to help them get video in place in their business?
You know, that training really came from a conversation much like what we're having today, where there's so much that you could do and so much to learn and so many different ways to apply it that it's almost overwhelming. So I started working with Grant to really get some of that down on paper and then translate what was on paper into video, so that we could have a product for you guys, or have a training for you guys that if you can just start at the beginning and go through it step by step and just do what we're telling you, we've easily broken down each and every step of the process. So by the time I'm done with the training, or by the time you're done with the training, you can have exactly what I have set up and in place, and just that same level of awareness of knowing how to utilize it, how to leverage it, and also how to use it best with your clients and with the people that work for you.
So step A to Z on marketing, video marketing, step A to Z on video sales, step A to Z on video systems. And we've gone through this course, and it's really incredible. It's short, it's punchy, it's super, super valuable. But like she said, at the end of the course, if you're doing the work while you're going through the course, you come out of it with some incredible systems in place that allow you to grow and scale your business and really help you understand how to make video a staple part of what you're doing. And not only that, you get access to Tam, where she will motivate you, because a lot of you are going to leave this training and you might not sign up for the course, and that's totally fine. And you're not going to take any action, right? I always tell people, look, knowledge is not power. You guys are all really, really, really smart people. Applied knowledge is power. So if you came here and you watch this training and you leave this and you're not actually going to go implement of it, you really just wasted a bunch of your time. And so I highly, highly encourage you. Look, we got a few legacy people on here. If you're a legacy member, this course is already unlocked for you in your account. But if you're not a legacy member, the course is $486, or it's 3 equal payments of $199. And then I'm going to post a link. I just posted a link in the chat section right now. All you have to do is go to that link. It's the realestatemarketingunversity.education/course/the Real Magic Video. And you will be able to sign up for this video course. And I got to say, guys, like if you've been struggling to figure out how to get video in place, how to use it for marketing, how to use it for sales, how to use it for your systems, you have to sign up for this. It's literally dirt cheap. I told Tam, like, we got to get this price went up, at least double, triple what it is now, but it's dirt cheap. She's created an amazing platform for you guys where you can jump in and truly get educated and truly put in the work in a really, really, really simple way. That's what I love about it. It's so simple, and get this stuff in place.
It really is. And we go into just different techniques of how to be on video and how to stay more focused and how to control your nervousness if that's an issue for you. There's so many tips and techniques. And Grant, honestly, like one of the biggest values, and really for me to really getting this now, is that I can share it with other business owners, which is another source of leads for me, because most business owners do not get this. And whether it's the person at the coffee shop, or whether it's a chef in a restaurant or an attorney, they do not have these systems in place. And most of them, they have not even thought about it. So for me, it's been a great conversation piece and a great value piece for me to be able to add to other people and to be able to have those higher level conversations with other business owners about this. So not only is there value for what it can do for your business, but there's a huge value in it for how you can share it with other people and how you can help the people around you. And obviously we all know when you help enough people around you, most of the time you get helped as well.
100%. You guys are becoming, and I hear this all the time because you guys are a part of other courses that I know people, you guys have grown to be some of the best clients that people can have. And I say that with a very like just genuine, thankfulness for a lot of the work that you guys do. The reason you are the best clients on earth is because of how much you continue to invest in your mind and invest in your education. And you guys are adding so many tools to your tool belt that make you so incredibly valuable, like Tam was saying, to business owners, to your clients, to local vendors, to other agents that want to do business with you because of the way you do business, to your team, to the people that work for you. Like, you guys keep investing in yourself, keep investing in your mind, keep investing in the most modern strategies that you can implement to really go off and grow. So,
should we give them a sneak peek, just like maybe like a 2-minute?
Yeah. Let's do that. I'm going to share my screen with you guys right now.
Well, let me share the screen so I can go into my accounts and my stuff.
Okay. Well, then you go for it.
And we'll just give you a quick show just so you can see what it looks like organically, because when I'm explaining everything, it probably looks like it probably sounds like I have something like super systematic that looks like it doesn't look, but when you look at my page, it's very organic looking. It doesn't look like I have this like huge, massive strategy going on behind the scenes. So let's take a look. Okay, so I leverage my content on all my pages. And one thing that I do on my personal page is I do like a 5-to-1 rule, like 1 real estate post out of every 5. And I really try to make sure that as I'm building this media company, I'm being real and authentic and actually sharing my life, because the only difference is you. And we all know that, but you really need to get that in your head and in your heart, that the only difference between you and any other agent is you. So share what makes you differently. So I've got different videos and photos on my personal page, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of my other stuff. Nothing is working on my computer right now.
Of course.
Of course.
That's how that goes.
Okay, so this is something that I didn't talk to you guys about a ton. I have a private support group for my team, and I don't know how far back it's going to load, but I put a lot of video trainings and recordings in here on the back end so that my team can see what I'm doing. And I use this as a way to communicate with people on my staff. So I have my passwords in here, different flyers, leads, and anything I need in the document section. So I'm just actively documenting as I go, whether it's with video or not. But I've got credit card information, anything you can imagine. And these are videos of different calls. These are videos of listings, of things that I want my team to just be on the same page with. So that's a way that I use private groups as well. But let me show you my business page. So this is one of my business pages. And you'll see that there's a mix of photos and videos on this page. Sometimes if I do a custom listing video, I will post it on the page and just pin it. And I talk about those services right here, like, hey, I offer live streaming of video tours. And so these are some videos where I talk about interest rates, talk about struggling personally. Sometimes, like if I'm at the Realtors Association, I'll shoot a quick video. Anytime I can shoot a video, I do it. So that's a custom listing video that I did that's pinned at the top. So my content that I keep on my business page, I try to keep it a little bit more general versus like inside my private groups. I try to really give them the inside scoop and home tours. So let's take a look at one of my private groups. So this is a private home buyers group. When I was talking earlier about sharking and prompting people to actually join my groups, this is the group that I was talking about. So I post listings. This is a new live software that I've been using where you can actually put a frame around yourself and you can go live with multiple people. So I've been doing that sometimes. And then I actually did a video walkthrough tour from the MLS live into my group. So kind of just give them the inside scoop on the market. So you can see I'm going through the comps with them, just showing them different prices in that area. So this is a video walkthrough tour of a property that I did for a client that just couldn't make it out there in time. Let's see, there's another video tour. I do different blog posts about things in the neighborhood. There's another video listing tour. So a lot of those are just walkthroughs. Like I'm showing properties no matter what, I'm going to be there anyways. So I just go ahead and shoot a quick tour for them. If you want to see my YouTube account, let's see. So some of these videos I post as unlisted because I don't necessarily want everybody to see. But I was talking about having some staples in your business. So this is my Buyers 101 series. This is my assistant, Charmaine. That's obviously me. That's my camera guy, but he didn't know anything about buying houses. So we just said, hey, why don't you just jump on the hot seat with us and we'll explain the process. So we went through and just did Buyers 101 with them where we do the entire process. Charmaine, even though she's my assistant now, she became my assistant because she's my cousin and I sold her house a few years ago and she just loved the way that it worked out. So for the Sellers 101, I put her on the hot seat and just had her talk about everything that was stressful for her during the process, everything she really enjoyed. And I just had her walk people through it from a seller's perspective. Try to show you some of the videos that are less. Let's see. So these are the 2 walkthrough tours that I did today before I jumped on our call. Some of these obviously have professional thumbnails. Where are all my videos? I'm trying to get back to the bulk of my videos.
Yeah, they just changed a bunch of stuff. Click on your profile picture and then go to my channel.
There we go. I'm just trying to get back to my video library or to my editing studio. So I guess this is what people would see if they saw my page.
Yeah.
This is the video that I paid $1,500 for. I'm not going to play the entire thing for you, but homemade. It's all just vegetables, so just a video of me showcasing the neighborhood and just showcasing local businesses and talking about how it's so important for small businesses to be synergistic with the homeowners in the area and for those two entities to support each other. So again, some more video tours. KB Design Center. If I'm at the Design Center doing a consult with a client, I usually shoot a video. So some of them have thumbnails and some of them don't. It just really depends on what types of videos they were. But Creator Studio. I want to get to the back end so I can kind of show you the stuff that I don't show everybody else. So a lot of this is just unlisted. So this might be the inspection report for a client, a particular listing, Zapier lead form integration. So this is obviously something that I've shared with my assistants. Pool pump, like if I see something on a house that I'm under contract on, I see an issue, I take a video of it and I send it to the listing agent. Marianne is my assistant, so sometimes if I don't have time to write her an email to tell her what to do, I shoot her a video and I send her the link. There's really no end to what you can do in video. So a lot of these are screencasts or screen recordings, again, video tours of homes that I've walked through. And I'm just building a library as I go. So I'm not trying to like reinvent the wheel or trying to overwhelm myself, because I know that can be so overwhelming to think that you have to run out and just get all these videos, but you really just start wherever you are. And then as you move forward, by the time you get 6 months down the road, you'll look back on your video library and you're like, holy crap, I mean, I got so many videos.
That's awesome. Oh, we have a question. We have a couple questions.
Sure.
Any value in Facebook and YouTube lives? I kind of already answered some of these questions. A lot of Facebook lives and definitely YouTube lives as well. And then Tam actually only uses her phone for most of those things. What is a program that uses frames and multiple videos? I don't know. So cool. Thanks for sharing. How long did it take you to build your private Sin City page? Well, like 3 minutes?
To actually build it, yeah, it's very, very simple. And then you just start adding content as you go. If you add content every single day, I mean, just do the math, guys, for yourself. Even just 30 days, you'd have 30 videos on it. I mean, that's if somebody's new to the page and they're scrolling through 30 videos, there's no way that they'd be able to watch those. You know.
Yeah, you just got to start with one. You just got to start with one. And this course that Tam's created will walk you through that. And I'm going to show you really quick, just my computer screen. So you see that link's going to take you right here, and you will see the Real Magic of Video course right here in the university. And all you have to do is click Take This Course. And when you do that, it's going to bring you to the cart page. And you can either pay in full, which is the $486, or you can do 3 payments of $199. And as soon as you do that, it will unlock access to the course. So you guys, you got a lot of value from this. Everybody hit Tam up in the comments section. Thank her. Thank her for, you know, putting together such an insanely valuable course and for putting together such an insanely valuable training for you guys here today. This has been awesome. And I've definitely learned a lot. I know you guys have learned a lot. Go sign up for the course. Start working with Tam. Start implementing video in your business. And you guys will not be upset at the results that start happening for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you guys all so much for jumping on the call with me. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to working with all of you guys. And I hope that I can help each and every one of you.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Peace.